My name is Charlie. Sometimes I overthink movies, and today I want to talk to you about Sky High. First off, genuinely, the plot for Sky High is unmatched. Can't think of anything I hate really about the movie. There's just things I'm overthinking about it. I just kind of want to put out there, whoever thought of the idea of giving Will both of his parents' powers, like, you're everything. My little kid brain did not fathom that even being a possibility of happening. You deserve Grammy, an Oscar, a Tony, every award. So do you remember the part about Will, like, not having powers and him pretending to have powers, tricking his parents into thinking he has powers? How did he do that? There's like a moment where you get your powers, right? How did he fake that moment? Like, what did he tell them happened, and how did they not want to see his powers? It just always kind of killed me. Of course, in a later age, when I was watching the movie as a kid, of course he pretended like he had powers. Easy peasy. Like, no, if my kid had, like, super strength, I would be like, oh yeah, here, lift this thing up. How long had he been tricking them too? Like, so there's a scene in the cafeteria where Warren and Will fight, and Will discovers his powers. It seemed like that they had never seen a fight in their life. The school staff, the kids have powers. Like, you guys should be, like, beyond prepared for this, or Sky High would, like, crumble to the ground. Post-fight, which again, the school handled terribly, the one thing they do have together is the detention room that apparently neutralizes powers. My mother pointed out something. Why hasn't a supervillain, like, utilized this ability that apparently the detention hall has? Like, it neutralizes powers. Wouldn't a supervillain just create something, either a device to neutralize someone's powers, or like a holding cell, or like a prison, and start capturing superheroes and putting them there? Also, something I didn't think about until I was an adult. We sign waivers for everything. You step foot into somewhere that may be a little bit dangerous, you gotta sign a waiver for it. The parents had to have signed waivers for their kids to go to the school. In the Sky, literally in the beginning, she's like, if you follow the rules, I swear you won't fall off the side of the building. How many kids fell off the side of the building for her to have to say that? Probably a lot, and probably a lot of parents that already signed waivers. Did they begin the school with waivers? They had to have. Maybe they did. Maybe it was something they had to learn. Maybe Sky High has been sued a bunch of times. School's in the sky, and then first day, power placement, Coach Boomer dropping cars on people. One of the classes was them dealing with freeze rays, and he froze one of the students. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. Yeah, no, they signed away all their rights. I've just discovered this now. Anything happens to them at all at that school, they are not liable. You know the kid that melts? And then there's like the scene that the speedster, I think his name is Speed actually, the kid melts, and then Speed like runs over him and then slips. I just always thought like he shouldn't have been okay after that. But his shoe like literally smeared his body. How was he okay? Also, he did push Flash's head in the toilet, and I always thought that Flash shouldn't have been okay after that. This is kind of like a Hogwarts situation to me, where it's they're going to be graduating with high school degrees that are basically useless because they're not learning anything besides superhero stuff. My guess is it's because after going to Sky High, you're probably going to become a superhero. But the thing is that, like, they need money. The people need money. The strongholds are actually realtors. And I'm like, how do they become realtors? So I actually looked this up, and to become a realtor, you don't necessarily need to go to college. I think you take some courses and you get like a license. What do you do if you want another job? How do these superheroes make money? No college is going to accept you. Is there like a Sky middle school? A Sky middle? And did they learn how to read and write in that? Because again, they didn't do any of that in this. Assuming that they went to normal middle school, that means that they would have the education of a 8th grader. So yeah, they're not getting accepted to college with that. I hope I'm not the only person who just kind of thinks this much into films. Thank you.